Victory is a noun, a destination, and a purpose. That's right. I said victory is a noun, a destination, and a purpose. Let's figure out some things about victory today. Let's have a fantastic day. Let's do this thing called life. Wired different.
Preview.
Todd is not only a remarkable, successful 30-year titan in business with having multiple businesses that generate multiplied millions of dollars.
And if that plan happens to be to build $1 million company, which I can help you do.
But he's humble. He's a man of God. He's a family man.
The world's news organizations are built on everything but positivity.
He is an influential entrepreneur and business speaker for over 30 years.
I've got to forecast. I've got to pronounce. I've got to project. I've got to share with you my ideas, my vision, my goals for not only myself, but for you.
That's why he's came up with his incredible concept of taking and creating a platform for people that are wired differently.
And you got to understand that your habits of your person and your habits of your business and your habits of your spirituality have to lead to the North Star of who you are. We need to figure out who we want to be in life.
You got to figure out who you want to be in life. That just always haunts me. Like whenever that plays, it seems like something in that opening always kind of sets me up for like almost to take me in a different direction than what I was going to talk to you about today. Man, I don't know. I feel like a chill moment today. This week has been a whirlwind or a firestorm. I don't know. Pick your metaphor. I got to apologize to you for the title on the show this morning. I said victory is a verb. It's not. I said the right thing in the intro, but in the text I said verb and a noun, and then I went and thought I deleted verb. But anyways, just so you know, victory is a noun, right? I got it right. So I'll change it after the show. I can do some magic with StreamYard and Facebook. Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning. I just want to make sure you know that I'm here for you, to love you, to encourage you, to inspire you. But most of all, my role is to coach you. And I have had a lot going on this week. I know a lot of you have been following and been a part of everything. And I'm just so grateful for all the comments, all the followers. Obviously, we've been through some things. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Debbie Cromwell. Debbie, I was at 2 a.m, Debbie, I was thinking about you. No joke. Man, I'm like, I have not spoke with Debbie. Good morning, Ezra. Good morning, Christopher Billups. Good morning, Joe Mopar. Good to see you guys. Just God bless all of you that are on the morning show. And I hope I'm improving your life some. I hope Nicole Beck. Oh my gosh. It's the Tiki Hut Retreat, people. Yes. All right. So like I have a show prepared for you. There's no question I have a show prepared for you, but I've been traveling back and forth to Tampa this whole week, and I have done a gauntlet of radio. I mean, literally, it feels like a lifetime of radio. I'm on my third day, my third show day, 3 hours a day. Good morning, Jacqueline. I'm just keeping up. I got my comments on this morning because I've decided to just do the show a little more chill today. I got a great show I want to talk to you about. We only got a half hour. Think about what I've been doing. I've been but teaching and preaching and coaching for 3 hours from 3 p.m. Good morning, Abby. Lori Schramm. Wow. Lori Schramm. Blast from the past. How you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Everybody's jumping on this morning. Good to see you. So, I've been doing my morning show, and I use it as kind of a prep time for the Salem Media a show that I'm doing. And Salem Media is a conservative Christian network, and I'm doing a show called Faith Talk Tampa, and it's a 3-hour live radio show. And so I get there, I leave Bradenton around noon, and I get there. It takes me about an hour to get to the studio, and they got everything set up for me. They got this big studio and all the mic. It's just phenomenal. It's like one of the world's. It is the greatest Christian conservative radio talk media in the world. I mean, they're phenomenal, and it's a privilege to be doing this. But when I get there, so I get my whiteboard out and I take what I've learned from this morning, which you guys helped bring me to the table with, and then I put it all together and I take these people through a journey, a 3-hour journey. So if you get a chance, go to Todd Saylor Wired Different, my Facebook page, and you can see the link and you can listen to it wherever you are. Sarasota, you can get it on the radio. Tampa, you can get it on the radio. Anywhere from Gainesville down to Cape Coral, you can get it on the radio. But if you don't want to get it on the radio, just click on the link in Todd Saylor Wired Differently. Chris Phillips. Chris, why don't you throw it? I think, Chris, you're still on here. Christopher, good morning. I see you. Can you put the link to the radio show so everybody can maybe just see the link right on here, or do something magical for us? Love to have you guys listen. And you know what? I would really, like, I have one more day left. I think I have today and I have tomorrow. But if you guys wanted to call into the radio show, and I would just love to take a call from one of you, Jacqueline or Debbie or Nicole or Ezra or Christopher or Joe or Debbie or Mark or Abby or Laura. I would love, I can't scrolling down here. I would love to just say hello to you and just like prop you up and say, man, you're on my podcast and you're supporters. So I want to share that with you because I think it's just really tying into what I want to teach you today, what I want to share with you today about victory. And so obviously this week's been interesting with the passing of my Down syndrome brother-in-law, Jody, and the love my wife had for him and a protective parental sister, brother, best friend role for him. It was a great show yesterday. I pay homage to him. And, I think it was as much to my wife as anything to watch someone decay as life goes on. But, we move on and we move forward. We talk about moving forward. We talk about life and everything that we go through prepares us for the next thing in our life. And so I had this topic yesterday planned, and it was victory. And I just wanted to discuss victory. And I have the definition of victory. I had it and I wrote it down, and I over prepared for something else. But victory, let me pull it up for you. Victory, right here it is. Just so you know, I'm no joke, man. I got this stuff. A success or triumph over an enemy in battle or war. An engagement ending in such triumph. I like that one. American victories in the Pacific were won at great cost. Number 3, the ultimate and decisive superiority in any battle or contest. A success or superior position achieved against an opponent, opposition, or difficulty. The ancient Roman goddess Victoria, often represented in status or on coins as the personification of victory. So victory is like something that, if you're a lefty or a righty, if you're a green person or you're not so green, I don't care what you are. I am indifferent to all that. I will tell you this: if I'm coaching you and you're in my life in this sphere of Wired Differently, I would just tell you that I think you want to win, right? I really think you want to win. And so the word victory is incumbent upon us. And I was turned on by this word victory because of basically what I was just going through right now in my, I think it's called a broadcasting career. I mean, a lot of you have been following me. Good morning, Chad. Good morning, Terry. We need to move forward, and we talk about our identity. And if you follow the shows in Salem Media and what we're doing there, I'm just taking people on a phenomenal journey. 3 hours, right? But this idea of a victory is incumbent on us. And I want to take you through that. I want to coach you through that. I want to encourage you to know that I want you to be winners. I want you to understand that it's not wrong to want to be victorious. There's not one person that I can see on this list right here that I have. Most of you I've talked to. Some of you I have never got to meet. But here's the thing. Victory is important to us. And so I was thinking about some of the things in my life that I've been working very hard on. And this word victory just kept picking up victory. well, how can I coach on victory? I mean, so I want to talk to you about how sweet victory is. And there's two types of like sports, two types of competitions. There's two types of contests, right? You probably don't think about this kind of stuff. That's what I get paid the big bucks to do, right? Think about the obtuse. It really is. I had a friend by the name of Dave Pytek once. He told me, he said, you know, Todd, I was complaining. He's a contractor. And he's my dear friend. He's psycho from my first book. If you ever read my first book, Wired It Differently, you've got to read the book. There's a story in there about me getting in a street fight, and me and my buddy Dave Pytek, which his nickname was Psycho in high school, who he started all the problems, right? You got to read about Psycho. Well, anyways, he's my lifelong friend, and to this day, he helped me with so many things back in Indiana. And I was with him. He poured concrete, and he did things for me. And he's just phenomenal, dude. You know him. Give him a hello if you're anybody. No, I don't see anybody from Angola. But so, Dave, I walked up to him and I said, Dave, man, this concrete you poured to me a year ago cracked. And I was younger, man, at this time. He said, let me see that concrete. So we walk out there. I said, see, Dave, it's cracked. He goes, listen to me. There's only two types of concrete, Todd. I'm like, okay, I'm going to learn something from Psycho. And I said, what are the two types of concrete, Psycho? AKA Dave, or Dave, AKA Psycho. He goes, there's the type of concrete that is cracked. And then there's the type of concrete that's going to crack. He said, we're done here. And he left. I mean, like, it was like, well, you know, like concrete cracks. I mean, what's the big deal? I mean, I did a good job. You paid me, and it's not a bad crack. I did this. I got the rebar. I got the stress fracture. So there's two types of contests, right? And I think if we just break this down today and clear the path, like two types of concrete, there's two types of contests, there's two types of competitions, there's two types of ways of doing things. And I am a proponent of both ways of combat. I'm the proponent of the way of both types of contests. I ramble on here. Let's see if anybody can type in the comments what the two types of contests are. Come on, somebody type in something. Give me two types of contests, two types of competition, two types of business, two types of being victorious. We can be in contest in team, or we can be in contest of individuality. Right? So you can just think about that for a moment. We're getting up this morning. We're getting around. You got 15 minutes left. So I wanted to challenge you this morning about what you're victorious in, what you're going to be victorious in, how you're looking at victory, how you're looking at winning. And I'm going to give you a formula on how to be victorious. I'm going to give you 3 points on how to be victorious every time. And then I'm going to give you the bonus point, which really is the most important point of all victorious key points, right? So Todd, why do you think you're the guy that can teach people how to be victorious? Because I win. I am a winner. I get what I want. Now, that sounds arrogant to some people, but isn't that really what? Isn't that what we're really about? Getting what we want? Now, therein lies the rub of a Christian versus a non-Christian. Galatians 6:10. Here's the verse for you. Whenever we have the opportunity, we have to do what is good for everyone, especially for the family of believers. Galatians 6:10. Apostle Paul wrote the book of Galatians. It was in his first missionary journey, and he was with Barnabas and Silas. And his job was to convert, to re-educate the Galatian people, because the Judaizers had convinced them that to become Christians they had to obey the Jewish laws first. So that's why Paul was writing the book of Galatians. You see, the Judaizers were the Jewish people who were moving towards Christianity, but they wouldn't give up the old law to accept only the new law, which prohibited them from really being Christians. And they started to taint the Gentiles who had converted to complete Christianity by telling them that they must be circumcised to be saved. They must still kill goats to be saved. They must obey the old Jewish law as well as profess Christ is the Messiah. So that just wasn't doing it. And so Paul had to write a letter, send some people over there in some rowboats, took them some candles and I don't know, some fish and probably some wine, and say, hey, come on, let's have a party. Let's have a small group. Let's get the rules right here, right? Come on, guys, that's funny. But whenever we have the opportunity, we have to do what is good for everyone, especially for the family of believers. And so I'm bringing that verse of the day in because when I say to you something is as obnoxious as, aren't we here to get what we want? Aren't we here to do what we want? Is it arrogant for Todd to say he gets what he wants? I would tell you this, it would be dangerous for me to say I get what I want if the fact is that what I get, what I want is not good for everybody, right? So don't be throwing any bombs and calling me, whatever you're going to call me. I know this group doesn't, but it gets out there. People are like, oh, you Todd says he just gets whatever you want. Well, I do for the most part. And the stuff that I want that's bad for me hurts me. So I'm not in the business of getting things for me that I want for me. I'm in the business of getting things for you that I want for you because I want that for you. That my want is in line with Galatians 6:10. Whenever we have the opportunity, we have to do what is good for everyone, especially for this group on this Facebook, especially for the mastermind of believers, especially for the Church of Christ, especially for those Gentiles that the Judaizers are starting to take advantage of, right? And trying to teach them different ways than of God, especially for the family of believers. And so when I think about winning, I think about like the two types of winning. There's the winning in this team sport. Let's get back on track here. Then there's this winning of an individual sport. And I think I would just tell you that my entire high school and college career was built around sports, was built around winning, the importance of winning. I'm a competitor. I want to get my way. I want to win. I want to be victorious. So I'm going to go back to my question to you is, are you in a situation right now where you're trying to win something? Are you in a situation right now that is it a team sport or is it an individual sport? Because I'm not throwing any haze on anybody right now because I love both. I played the greatest team sport ever created in the world, American football. Game of life. 22 players out there banging away at each other, strategically on offense, strategically on defense, trying to outwit, outplay, out-hustle, out-muscle. Who can work harder? Who can work smarter? Who can go the longest? Who can stay the healthiest? Epic. And there's really only one thing sweeter. This is going to sound so selfish. Than maybe winning a game. And that would be me scoring the winning touchdown of that game. The individuality of it. I go, come on, laugh with me a little bit, because I love to win. I love the individual side of things, and I love the group and the team side of things. The two greatest things of playing football were the huddle, when we were all in there on a huddle, and we were huddling around, and we were getting ready to call the play, and it was just so awesome. A lot of times we would actually hold hands, and we get close together, and the quarterback would tell us what to do, and the lineman would cuss a little bit and spit some blood, and we would figure out who guy on the defense was causing problems. Someone would take care of him, and we were just like this family, this team, and it was like every play worked together. But inside that family of team victories, there is this individual piece that has to play out. Everybody has to do their individual job. And on every given play in a football game, there's 11 individual wins that must take place for one play to work. The team wins together. But if I don't run the route precisely the way it's been designed in the huddle and called, cut in, then out in a cover two. And if the linemen don't pull up and pass block for a drop back versus a sprint option, if the tight end doesn't crack down on the linebacker coming across, right? If the backside tight end isn't running the drag route for a relief valve, right? If the fullback doesn't pull up and grab the blitzing middle linebacker, right? If all these things don't happen in an individual type of process, then the team can't enjoy the victory as a team. Right? So I'm going to take the unpopular position of is I like to win individually as much or more so. And sometimes I love catching that touchdown with no time left on the clock to win the game. I loved it. I remember to this day in college and in high school. I love celebrating wins with the team afterwards. But at the end of the day, victory, I want to pick on you right now. I want you to think about your personal victories right now. Because if you have personal victories and you're working on your personal wins and your personal competition, it's only going to better the team that's around you. And if you are a personal victor and you're honoring Galatians 6:10, which Paul taught us when he was sending people over to Galatians to square up the Judaizers, right? That the Old Testament is not valid anymore to be saved in Jesus' new world, right? Whenever we have the opportunity to be victorious, we ever have the opportunity to do what is right or win for what is right for everyone, especially for family believers, we're winning for others. It's okay to love the glory, but it's not okay to pound our chest, but it's okay to feel good about being victorious for others. So when I say you're going to get what you want, I want you to understand you need to be very, very, very careful on what you ask for, because it will be delivered. And I want to make sure that you're honoring Galatians 6:10 when you're thinking about getting what you want. So here in the final 7 minutes here, I want to just kind of bring this to you. Here's how you get what you want out of life. Here's how we become victorious. And I just literally sat down. It was 2 days ago, and I started to write this lesson. And I thought, I'm going to create how I'm victorious. Now, I know a lot of you have been following me, and I do a speech called Believe, Prepare, Attack. And I also teach a process of systems to know what you want, create a plan, and execute it. But victorious is just a twinge bit different. And I thought I would take you through these. Here are the 3 points. If you want to write these down, Terry, you're so awesome. I know you've been traveling. I'm glad you're home safely. Or if anybody wants these, write down. I want you to write these down. Set, build, take. Set, build, take. Just someone write those in the side here so we can all have it. Set, build, take. So I want to take you through to be victorious in your own individual walk, and this is still going to work for teams as well. But I just want to focus on you right now. I'm talking to you, Jacqueline. I know exactly what's going on in your mind. When's my time again? Terry, I know what's going on in your mind. Rough week, sis. How am I going to pick this up? I'm feeling a little bit relieved. This new job's going to work out. When's my time? When do I finally feel the financial side of my life the way I want to feel? When is this going to happen? Nicole, when can I break away? Christopher, when can I break away? Joe, how am I going to? Joe, if you could just get your voicemail emptied, I could call you, bro, right? Let's get some victory there, right? I just want you to know, Ezra, I think about you all the time. You're going to get yours. I'm telling you, just keep on pressing it, brother. Keep on preaching it. Keep on loving it. And remember, Galatians 6:10, you're doing it for others. You're doing it for me. And I see it all the time. Thank you. God bless you. But here's what I want you to understand. Number one, set clear goals and create systems to those goals. Number one, set clear goals, but more importantly, create systems to your goals. The systems are very important because they're going to allow you to replicate the success you've had to get to those goals. Number one, set clear goals, create systems. Number one, set clear goals, create systems. All right? Set, build, take. Set, build, take, bonus. Set, build, take, bonus. All right, build. Resilience. I need you to build resilience. And how do you build resilience? I've been demonstrating it for you every morning. I literally get up at, I'm not even going to, I was up at 2 this morning. I'm just telling you, man, that like I am not making money at this, talking over the speaker and the microphone. I am setting an example for my children and my family and my workers and my followers and my friends and the students that I'm coaching. It's like every day without pause, do the rep. And that's how you build resilience. Build resilience through your reps. Build resilience without excuses. Build resilience by moving forward. I don't just do this stuff and make this stuff up. I mean, I'm living it in my life, and I'm like, I really think through what I'm going to teach, and I really think through what I want to share with you. I really think through this. So when I tell you to set, build, take, I want you to understand set goals creates this. And number two, I want you to build. And how you build resilience is through repetition, practice, reps, time and time and time again. Speakers speak, builders build, writers write, actors act. I mean, you have to be in it. You have to immerse yourself in your craft. And you have to be consistent. People have to be able to count on your show, your ability, your results. And through building resilience, you'll have failures, and then you'll thicken your skin. Through your reps, you'll have failures, and then you'll become thicker and fitter and fuller and more resilient. And you can just feel like, a lot of you probably saw me when I first started doing this show, and you're like, man, this guy, he's a mess. He can't get his technology to work. He can't get, but man, I know, and I'm not bragging. I'm like doing this for others. What is good for everyone, right? I'm doing it for myself to grow me, but I also know that this is a window. This is a representation of what Debbie can do if she just keeps going. Debbie, if you just keep going, you might just buy that senior living home. Oh, wait, you did. Jacqueline, if you just keep going, you might build an amazing company in Atlanta, but oh, wait, you did. Abby, you might just be able to get through life and get through this piece of college and your golf career and some setbacks that you had and whatever. And maybe you might have you might have 2 children. You might have a husband and a house that you own. Oh, wait, you did. Lori Schramm, I know what you're living through and your family and all the works of the lakes and Fort Wayne and your life and some of the things. And oh, wait, you got through that too. Chad just represents almost anything and everything in veracity and victory. He's the one that said, keep going. Terry's one of the most resilient people I know. Joe, I'd love to just get you on the phone, bro. But my point of this is that we set clear goals and create systems. And 2, we build resilience through the reps and the battles and the losses and the wins and the victories. And we become more victorious. This is how we become ultimately victorious in our personal growth, our personal battles, right? Because my job is to build you spiritually, personally, and profitably. And last, number 3, take consistent action. Take massive, consistent action through organization and profitable chunks and movement. Take action. Get on a podcast. Get on a radio time. Yesterday in my radio show, I made all my notes, and I knew how to do the radio show because I was doing this. I knew at least how I would be able to do it. And so they brought me this massive whiteboard. They said, no one's ever had a whiteboard. I said, bring me the whiteboard. And I get there 2 hours early and I just start writing. Just stuff, anything that's on my mind. I've been studying, I've been learning with you guys, and I throw it on this board. And when the music starts and the glory songs plays and the praise music plays, all of a sudden I'm raising my hand and the mic comes on and I'm off like a cannon, and I'm just shoot. And I have everything in front of me on the whiteboard because I have done the reps. I've done the prep. I know how I'm going to react. I know that God will take over my voice when the live buzzer rings, right? So I'm in close today. I just want you to understand how much I love you. I want you to understand how you can be victorious. I want you to understand how important it is for you to want to be victorious. I want you to understand to be victorious is to get what you want. Yeah. It's okay to get what you want. But it's important that you want for others. Whenever we have the opportunity, we have to do what is good for everyone, especially for the family. If we get our wants in line for others, our victories will be the most satisfying. So I want to give you this bonus on the way out because it's the most important teaching point of being victorious. I just taught you to be clear on goals and create systems of goals. I taught you to be resilient in your efforts, your patterns, your habits, and your reps, and your craft. And number 3, I taught you to be consistent in action. Consistent in massive action. Demonstrated that, and I hope you can see that. But last but not least, as I close out here, I want you to understand that the only way to truly be victorious in any individual competition or contest, or any team contest for sure, is to get in the game. Many of us aren't even in the game. Many of us make excuses of, I'll start tomorrow. I'll draw up my customer's journey tomorrow. I'll draw up my strategic plans tomorrow. I can't decide what I'm going to do. I can't decide when I'm going to start. I'm going to start. I got to tell you, man, New Year's is coming on right around the corner. And I can teach you set, build, take. But if you're not in the game, you can never win. This is your year to get in the game. So you can. Love my job. You guys have a great day. I'm getting ready for 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. and I'm ready. I'm ready. Appreciate all your support. Look for you. Maybe you guys can call in today. I'd love to hear from you. God bless you. Get in the game. Let's do this thing called life.